So the goal is to take some waterfall and bird sounds and then turn them into the complete opposite. The most high energy track I can possibly imagine. The sounds that I want are from deep in the rainforest. So I'm going to be traveling halfway across the country, getting in a camper van, and then hiking through the rainforest to find these waterfalls. Road trip time!
I like to think of making a song like storytelling. And when I'm creating the story of a song, I like to let it play out like a movie scene in my imagination. It's like another world that exists purely in my own mind. So one of the big questions I keep coming back to is, where does inspiration come from? And I think the answer to that question is probably different for everyone. But I like being able to influence my inspiration in some way instead of just waiting for it to happen. And I think the best way to do that is by feeding my imagination with new ideas and experiences. Sometimes ideas can come from inside our own mind, but when we also add new experiences into the mix, it lets our ideas reach beyond our own mind and takes our imagination to places we never knew existed.
This is our first morning on the road. We literally have just slept on the side of the road in a little rest stop.
When I'm looking for inspiration, I think it's kind of like searching through time, because my whole reality is based on either the memories I have from the past or my imagination of what's still to come in the future. And even from the moment I start looking for inspiration, I'm essentially searching for a thought or an idea that I hope to have in the near future, so that I can use that idea to create a new song that doesn't yet exist in the present. All of these sounds from the waterfalls, birds, and the rainforests are the catalyst for a song that only exists in the future. But in a way, a different version of that song also existed in the past, because all of those sounds have already happened, just arranged differently in a different space and time. And I think that's kind of cool to think about.
Oh, this scenery is so distracting. I'm gonna have a car crash. Look at that mountain, that real pointy one over there. Looks like a nipple.
It's a nipple.
The mountain nipple.
Best trip ever.
That's so far.
I want to extend my stay here.
Yeah, same. Maybe we should do it.
The flight.
That's the most beautiful waterfall I think I've ever seen.
The best.
And little swimming pool thing. It was just amazing. What do you think?
I love it. Love it.
Yep. I don't think we're going to be able to find one better than that.
2 weeks, 7 waterfalls, and one of the oldest rainforests on Earth. This whole video is about inspiration, and finding inspiration in a different way, or from a new experience. It's hard to describe, but being inside a living environment that has been around since longer than humans existed really made me think about things that I never have thought of before. Okay, so I've been back in the studio for a while now, and I've taken a bunch of the sounds that I got and totally warped them into something completely different than what they started as. These are the sounds I started with. Got that one. That's obviously pitched down and processed a bit. I took a bunch of the bird sounds and turned them into synthesizers, which I used for the main lead for the sound. I created a bunch of percussion sounds. I chopped up some of the sounds and I basically just turned them into something completely different. I'm pretty sure this was Waterfalls. And I just resampled it and did a bunch of processing, stretched it, cut it up. The main sound of this song is this. To create this sound, I basically brought in one of the bird sounds, threw that into this wavetable synthesizer, and then took a tiny, tiny piece of that sound and used that as my wavetable. So it started sounding like this, which is not much by itself. But then I did some more processing, some filtering, some hyperdimension, more filtering, distortion, and that's where most of the sound comes in. Then some compression to really kick it up. And so that is the main sound. Started off as a bird tweeting or squawking or squeaking, whatever you want to call it, and then slowly evolved that into the core sound of this whole song. And one more thing before we get into the music, I finally have some brand new merch. I've got some new shirts, new hats, new joggers, and you can check all of those out with the link down in the description down below. So if you guys want to support the channel, that's an awesome way to do it. And there's also another way to support the channel, completely free, by hitting that beautiful shiny red subscribe button down there. So go and do that. It's good for you. Trust me. The idea was to create the most high energy track that I possibly could out of all of these birds and waterfalls and rainforest ambience. And I think I've done a pretty good job at that.
I'ma get it now. I don't like to wait, no. I'ma get it now. I don't like to wait, no. I don't like to wait. I don't like to wait for shit. I don't.
So that's it, guys. Let me know if you think I should release this one. And most importantly, subscribe so that you can see more of these videos and we can hang out more often like this. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Wait for shit.